1, day 96. So today we're going to be reviewing the area and volume of various figures utilizing exponents. So all we're doing is we're just performing simple exponent operations. They're still going to follow the same exact rules that we've studied over and over. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So here they're asking us to find the area of the rectangle. So depending on who taught you, the area for most objects is either going to be base times height or length times width. So I see here that this guy is going to be my length, this guy is going to be my width, although it really doesn't matter all that much. But I'll go ahead and multiply them together. Now I'm taking a look at these and I say, all right, well, I see this exponent on the outside of my parentheses. So I want to go ahead and distribute it exponent to exponent, remembering that I multiply them. All right. So now that I have that, I'm going to go ahead and start simplifying. First, I'm going to deal with the numbers. So I see here this is 3 to the power of 3. So that is take 3 3's and multiply them together. 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. I still need to multiply that by 2. And now I'm done with all of my coefficients. So let's go ahead and multiply my A's. I'm going to add these guys together. And my B's. There's my final answer. Now, if I wanted to check this in my calculator, all I have to do is just assign some random values to A and B and check it. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to head over here to calculate. I'm going to type in that first one. So 3 times 2 to the power of 2 multiplied by 3 all to the power of 3 times 2 times 2 to the power of 3 times 3. And I'm going to put in my equal sign so that way I can go ahead and test this. 54 times 2 to the power of 9 times 3 to the power of 4. All right. So I got a true back. That tells me that I did my math correctly, and this is the correct answer. All right. Let's go ahead and look at the next one. Find the area of the circle. Area formula for a circle always looks like this. Pi r squared. So now I'm going to go ahead and take this radius and I'll plug it in. I see here that I now have a squared on the outside of the parentheses, so I'm going to go ahead and distribute it. And that's about as simple as it can get. Depending on who is writing the test or whatever, this pi may appear anywhere here, okay? I typically like to write my coefficients first, just to make it simpler. But I can go ahead and test this in my calculator as well. So I'm going to type in the original equation. And where is my pi button? There we go. Oh, no. Hold on. There we go. All right. Pi multiplied by parentheses 7 times 2 to the power of 6 times 3 to the power of 4 all to the power of 2. And I want to know, is that the same thing as pi multiplied by 49 multiplied by 2 to the power of 12 multiplied by 3 to the power of 8. And I got a true back, telling me that this is correct math. So I'm good here. All right, let's go ahead and go over to example number 3. So a rectangular prism has a width of 2x cubed centimeters, a length of 3x to the power of 4y squared centimeters, and a height of 7y to the power of 8 centimeters. Write an expression representing the volume. So volume of objects are typically going to follow some form of this equation, length times width times height. So I'm just going to go ahead and multiply all three of these guys together. Here's my original equation. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to deal with those coefficients. Now I'm going to go ahead and deal with those x's. And finally, I'm going to deal with my y's. There's my final answer. Let's go ahead and verify this in our calculator. So I'm going to plug in 2 for x, 3 for y. So 2 multiplied by 2 to the power of 3 times 3 times 2 to the power of 4 times 3 to the power of 4. Hold on, wait. 2 to the power of 4, 3 to the power of 2 times 7 times 3 to the power of 8. And I'm going to ask it, hey, is that the same thing as? And I'm going to type in my answer. And I got a true. So this is definitely the correct answer. All right, last one. A cylinder has a radius of that, and the formula of the volume is like that. What is the volume? Okay, so first thing I need to go ahead and identify. Here's my radius, and here's my height. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plug those in. All right, so now that I got that, I'm going to go ahead and start simplifying this. So I see here that I have a 2 on the outside of the parentheses. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute exponent to exponent. All right, so now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and deal with these numbers here. So I see here that I have 2 coefficients, so I'm going to go ahead and multiply those guys together. I'm going to go ahead and take care of my A's as well as my B's, and I'm done. There's my volume of my cylinder. Let's go ahead and verify this in my calculator. So I'm going to type in the original equation, so pi. And I'm going to say that A is 2, B is 3, times parentheses 6 times 2 to the power of 4 is 3, close parentheses, squared, times 8 is 2 to the power of 4 times 3. And I'm going to ask my calculator, hey, is that the same exact thing as the answer that I got? So pi times 288 times 2 to the power of 12 times 3 to the power of 3. True. So I got this one absolutely correct. Remembering that the reason why I have to change my A's, B's, X's, Y's, Z's, etc., to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is because our calculator is not as smart as us. It cannot work out multiple variables at the same time. So we have to just assign a value to make sure that the equation stays the same. And if it stays the same, those should have equal values no matter what numbers we choose to plug in, as long as we plug in the same exact numbers. So I want you guys to go ahead and get started on your example question, and I will see you next time.